4 miles. 490 at 18,000, flanking.
As well.
Buddy Spike.
Level off at 20,000 feet.
I figure that's about 16 miles closer than AWACS is painting the map.
You keep that guy locked up. I'm going to leave my radar in search mode.
Okay. Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 024, 460 at 11,000 hot. Overlord, Springfield 1-3, request picture. Springfield 1-3, Overlord, 3 groups. First group at Bulls 034 for 110 at 12,000. Additional group at Bullseye 034 for 120 at 22,000. Additional group at Bullseye 034 for 120 at 25,000. Nose on 54 miles, 640 knot closure rate, and I've just picked them up on EW.
Is it me, or do external tanks seem to have a lot more fuel in them?
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra.
No, we just might not be burning it as hard.
19,000 hot.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying though, because it's like I have been not light with the throttle, and I'm still at 14,000 pounds.
That's what I'm at also, and usually it seems like, I mean, the tank's only like 300 pounds, so shouldn't they be like
300 gallons
Overlord,
times 6, which should be about 1,800 pounds a piece. Or times, what's avgas, or what's Jet A? 6 or 7 pounds a gallon?
Yeah, 6.7, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm starting to see some breakup on the radar contacts here.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 024 for 35
Closest
at
contact is
22,000
33 miles, closing fast at 02.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 026 for 45. Okay, so I've got somebody at 010 and 40 miles. What do you want to do? Do you want to stay together or split?
40 miles, you say?
So we're going
I've got
to Nalchik?
02 for 26.
Okay, I'm switching to your target. You want to take the lead?
Ooh, I'm
copy.
being
I believe I've looked up at
spiked by a MiG-29.
Yep, same here. Strike flight's being spiked.
19 miles.
19 miles. Nightmare 2.
I'm going to shoot you on the left guy.
What angels?
Looks about 20.
miles. Fox 3.
I'm not seeing them on my radar.
Fox 3.
Alright, I'm gonna
And then
move to
contrails
engage.
up high right.
Copy, I've got them in RWR as well. My target's going defensive. Splash.
You want to head towards them, Corillian?
Yeah.
Got him.
Okay.
I don't see him on my radar though.
Ray gun. 030.
I'm locked. I'm evading.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord.
Oh, we got missile trails coming towards us.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 003, 422 at 21,000, flanking.
Missile avoided.
Fox 3.
We're merged, I think. Or you guys merged.
Overlord, Springfield 1-4,
I'm going evasive.
request bogey dope. Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 20449 at 24,000, cold.
Yeah, I'm turning around, chasing the MiG-29 here.
I still can't see them on radar.
It's because they're behind us now.
My RWR says they're in front of me.
One just tagged me.
Oh shit, that's me.
I'm just getting nothing on radar, like, at all. Like, it's like my radar is just broke.
Oh, they went after our tanker.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 156.
Sorry, Mel, that was me.
No problem.
I didn't think you guys were mixed in with us.
Yeah, we were about 10 miles just to your left.
I'm hit.
Overlord, Springfield 1-4, request bogey dope.
Well, I guess in this case,
Overlord, Bra
we should probably jump air to air.
at 13,000, flanking.
Yeah,
Dude, I had-
feel free to grab those air start jets, guys, because like all this stuff is like way too early. Something has gone horribly wrong with this mission. I love it.
I had nothing on radar the entire time. Like, nothing showed up on
Did you have it on 1 bar or 4?
4.
Fox 2.
Oh, nice, I saw that.
Well, I see something flaming. Ray gun. Merged. Fox 2.
Whoa, whoa. I'm 0.6 of a mile from that guy and you just hit him.
Ray gun.
Did that
Fox
break
2.
it?
I wonder if I did something stupid, like my master arm was off the whole time, but my AMRAM was armed.
That is weird. Did we lose AWACS too?
Overlord, Springfield 1-4, request bogey dope. Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 327, 435 at 25,000, flanking. Overlord, Uzi, 1-1. Alpha check from Bull's picture.
Ray gun.
Uzi, 1-1. Overlord, Bull 239, 490. Did that break it?
You still got ray gun?
Yeah, I'm trying to unlock you.
Okay, I think I've got the bandits. 25 miles. I got an 18 behind me locking.
Yeah, that's me. I can't unlock you.
Try switching radar modes or...
Turn your air-to-air
Yeah,
off
yeah, I
and
just
then
went
back
air
on.
off and then back on. What's your heading, Tony?
315, and I got 22 miles to target.
Copy. I'm about 5 miles behind you.
I'm heading to waypoint 1, Corillian.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Sorry, Mal.
It's okay, man.
I still can't see anything on radar.
I thought I was close enough to identify it as not a Hornet, but... Buddy Spike?
Dude, my radar just doesn't work today. I don't know why.
Ray gun.
I will say, Mal, I got you with a sweet...
I'm sure it was a
Buddy
sweet
Spike.
kill because... Thanks, Corillian. I was just looking for you.
Yeah, it was a sweet head-mounted over-the-shoulder shot.
I did what I always do during that fight.
Confirm nobody's locked up right now.
I have a
Nobody's
target
locked
locked,
up.
but it has to be your target, Tony. It's 16 miles away from me.
Okay, I've got a shoot queue 13 miles. Fox
I got
3.
nothing. I have like worthless radar.
I did what I
think
always
this
do in
may
that
be
fur
the
ball.
tank. This may be the HVT.
Copy.
I got eyes on you, Corillian.
We got into that dogfight, and then I, like, in the middle of a turn, scrambled to look down and turn on my helmet-mounted display.
You should turn it on and use the recce switch.
Yeah, I really should. Looks like
Yeah,
you
don't
hit
feel
there,
bad
Tony.
about shooting me, Tony, because I was about to fire on an aim-9 off because I had just spotted you and then I went down.
Keep eyes on target, Tony. These things are a little bit hard to bring down.
Yeah, my aim 120 just hammered it, but it's still flying. I think I'm going to send another AMRAM at it.
Yeah, copy that. I'm 8 miles out.
Box 3.
I have visual on you and the target.
Are you guys shooting at more MiGs?
No, the transport.
Dude, I don't see anything on radar. I'm just like flying around.
Springfield 1-4. Overlord, merged.
I'm just trying to rejoin on Corillian, so...
I'm just like flying to waypoint 1 and then I guess flying back.
Closing to guns.
Copy. I'm going to drop back and just cover you. I'm 2 miles from the 1 mile from the target. Getting real close.
Hey, Corillian, change course to 300.
We both just overflew him, eh?
Oh yeah, I overflew him by a mile.
Well, I guess it's a good thing it's not a Russian bear with the tail mount guns.
Yeah, I know. I was a little easy on... Well, I got one parachute eased.
Yeah, looks like you got him.
Where'd you go, ESO?
I have you visual.
I still can't see anything on radar. I don't know what's going on. My game
Buddy
is
spike?
bugged or what?
Yeah, that's a buddy spike. That's me being unable to turn off my radar again.
Okay. I'm just touring along at 300. 16,000 feet.
Alright, well I guess I'm gonna try back.
Orbit.
Springfield 1-4. Request bogey dope.
Springfield 1-4. Overlord, clean.
Did you spot them, Corillian?
I mean, I see him on RWR, but I don't see Jack on radar.
Oh, okay. Well,
Angel's
follow the
15.
RWR. I got him on. I got him on radar.
I got nothing on radar. Like this entire time. There was RWR had like 3 bigs right in front of me. I had nothing on.
I got him on radar at 260.
Tony,
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
just
still
in.
locked up?
Yes, I am.
Fuck, I'm out of air to air mode. I turned off my radar, man. Like, I can't unlock you.
Yeah, my radar is just not working tonight.
You
I
gotta-
don't know what's going on.
Switch out of switch out of ACM mode by selecting. If you select AMRAAM missiles, it'll stop doing that because when you're in ACM mode, it auto locks on the closest target to you.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I've got that worked. I guess because I was in guns, I was permanently stuck in ECM mode.
Yeah, just switching to guns will do that.
Corillian, fly 280 toward. You should be able to pick them up.
I'm just heading back.
Okay.
I didn't pick him up. I didn't pick up anything this entire time.
Yeah, this mission did not go according to plan. Although it could have gone worse, I guess. But I think because I put in those air start jets, I think a bunch of triggers went too early, maybe.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, except I don't know. I'll have to double check, but that shouldn't have been the problem, I think, because I had specific flights set to trigger specific events, but...
I'll be rolling out on 180 when we come around.
Copy. Just gonna drop my bags as well.
Yeah, I just literally just ran them dry.
All aircraft, safe fuel state.
10.8, Nightmare 1.
10.8.
Nightmare 2.
Dagger 1, 2.
I'm 15. I'm just gonna fly afterburner the whole way back. Burn that fuel.
$30 to roll out. Mal, do you have us?
Yeah, I have you guys on radar. I'm coming towards you guys. I'm about 15, 16 miles.
Okay, maybe I'll give it one more orbit here and then.
Springfield 1-4. Overlord, pop-up group 079 4100.
Oh, what do you say about that, Steve?
What am I, the guy that designed the mission or something?
Springfield 1-4. Overlord, pop-up group 079 4100 at 1000.
Well, that's in the direction. Yeah, let's go get him. I'm bringing the speed up and starting a climb.
Copy. They said 100, so I'm going to extend my radar out to 160.
Yeah.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, pop-up
And
group
that's
077,
beautifully in the direction of
490
waypoint
at
1.
1,500 knots. Springfield 1-4, Overlord, pop-up group 077, 490 at 2,500 knots.
Yeah, normally I would say like, hey, we've already killed the
Springfield
primary target.
1-4,
Let's just
Overlord,
RTB,
Bra,
but fuck it.
075,
The mission already
490
kind of
at 10,000
didn't work out the way I
knots.
wanted it to, so let's go shoot down some Russians.
We'll close that distance pretty quick. And they're hot for us. What's everybody's weapon state?
4-4 plus gun.
Nightmare 2 is 1 aim 9, 3 aim 120.
Holy shit, something shows up on radar now.
2 aim 9.
What's your altitude, guys?
Aim 120. Overlord,
Come through
Bra,
20,000.
077,
Passing through
480 at
2-6.
23,000 knots. And 290 rounds of gun.
I came real close to going in for a gun run at the same time as your first gun run, but I don't know, I've already seen the video of what happened when Mal and I both went in for a gun kill on a smoking aircraft at the same time.
Holy shit, there are a lot of targets out there. I count 4 plus 1 off to the right.
Off to the right is probably the tanker or the AWACS, I think.
And then the 4 are going to be Megs. Yeah, I've got them at EW now.
Yeah, no, actually the one off to the right is Corillian, I believe.
I got visual on you guys.
Yeah, all aircraft be advised, I believe that is a retaliatory flight of 4 MiG-29s from
Springfield
Mozdok.
1-4, Overlord, Bra, 078, 450 at 27,000
I've got them at 40
knots.
miles.
Springfield 1-4,
Tony, do you want to take the
Overlord,
lead
Bra,
aircraft and I will take the one to his
075,
right, our
450
left?
at 27,000 knots.
Roger, I'm just waiting for them
Springfield
to
1-4,
appear on the
Overlord,
40.
Bra, 078, 445 at 27,000 knots.
Just a reminder, I have no aim 120s, so I'm gonna need to be merged. So if you wanna lock
Being
up and
spiked by the
Yeah,
big
copy. I'm
29.
going to take the lead aircraft then, with the 120, make him go defensive.
I see bad things happening here.
Fox 1.
I'm putting myself down on the deck.
Fox 3.
Ray gun.
Buddy Spike, it looks like.
Yep.
Missile away. Incoming.
Fox 1.
Fox 2.
I don't even know what Fox
Ray gun.
Fox 2 is aim 9, Fox 3 is aim 120, Fox 1 would be aim 7, which I don't think any of us are carrying.
Ooh, something's shooting at me.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra, 085,
I am defensive.
41 at 8,000 flanking.
Oh, that was a very jolting death in VR.
Bra, 084, 411 at 23,000 cold. Springfield 1-4, Overlord.
Fox 3. Apparently I died so hard I didn't even see it.
I can't begin to tell you how jolting it is to die in VR.
I didn't even see my death. All of a sudden it went to third person. Like just a F2 view of my aircraft and it was still...
What the hell is this MiG doing? It's just like flying all over the place.
Are you sure it's not me?
It says it's an enemy on my
Pop-up group
HUD, but you know, my radar hasn't been all that reliable.
1,500 hot.
Box 3.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 052, 429 at 26,000, flanking.
Ray gun.
Splash.
Springfield 1-4, Overlord, Bra 05149 at 17,000, flanking.
Overlord, Uzi 1-3. Request bogey dope.
I'm back up on the SRS. Uzi 1-3, Overlord, Bra 001 445 at 22,000, hot.
Box 3.
Springfield 1-4.
I got tagged.
I'm dead.
Oh, splash one though. Got a revenge kill.
Overlord, Uzi 1-4. Request bogey dope.
Uzi 1-4.
Well, at least I killed
Overlord,
something.
clean.
That's odd.
They all disappeared.
Overlord, Uzi 1-3. Request bogey dope.
Uzi 1-3, Overlord, clean.
I may have killed the last guy, and he killed me.
Nope, there's 2 more.
Ah, good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
they might be out of
I
range of
thought I saw
AWACS.
Uzi 1-4, Overlord, Bra 006 470 at
Maybe
15,000.
AWACS isn't high enough to see them over the mountains or something like that.
Ray gun.
What is a ray gun?
It's sending out a radar signal.
Oh.
Overlord, Uzi 1-3. Request bogey dope.
Alright, I'm dead again. I'm probably done.
Uzi
Box 3.
Overlord, Bra 017 423 at 16,000, hot. Uzi 1-4,
Stupid
Overlord,
radar.
Bra 006 450 at 18,000, hot.
Alrighty. I'm going to bed.
Hey, alright man. Sorry, the mission totally went off the rails there.
Uzi 1-4.
All my
Overlord,
triggers
Bra,
went way too early, so we had way more enemy aircraft in the air than there was supposed to be.
Oh, that's fine. It was just my radar wasn't picking up anything. I don't know what was going on with that. It was pretty frustrating. When I respawned, it wasn't picking up anything, but then when I switched to guns, which switches into ACM mode, and then switched back to the AMRAM, that's when suddenly things started showing.
Oh, oh, oh.
What?
Uzi 1-4.
That was
Overlord,
close.
Bra, 008 429 at 7,000 knots. Overlord, Uzi 1-4. Request bogey dope. Uzi 1-4. Overlord, Bra, 007 426 at 8,000 flanking.
Tagged one, but I am in one sick jet.
Ray gun.
I'm punching out.
It's a long walk home from there.
Yeah, I hammered him with a AIM 9 though.
Overlord, Uzi 1-4. Request bogey dope.
Be shocked he
Uzi
doesn't
1-4.
die.
Overlord, clean.
Ray gun.
Overlord, Uzi 1-2. Request bogey dope. Uzi 1-2. Overlord, clean.
Man, him and I had missiles come off the rail at exactly the same time. I watched his come down as mine left. They both hit. He kept flying, I died.
I'm really looking forward to the attack view from this one.
Yeah, it should be good.
Well, I'm in pursuit of something that is cold. I'm at full max performance and I'm barely catching him. I wonder if it's your wounded enemy trying to RTB.
Yeah, could well be. He wouldn't be turning to fight if he was wounded.
Ray gun.
I'm clean.
Okay.
Me too.
Then I think it's your bandit.
I am 14 miles.
Uzi 1-4. Overlord, Bra, 034 414 at 9,000 cold.
Fuck it, Fox 3. See if I can make him turn so I can catch up faster.
Buddy Spike.
Negative here. What's your EW say?
18.
Ray gun. I think that's you, Mal.
Nope. I'm clear.
Tony?
There you go. Buddy Spike.
Ah, okay, good, because you were just about to get a real short-range missile.
Yeah, I think dude crashed into the ground.
I fired an AIM-120 at him from the chase position, but I think it had enough legs to hit him.
Yeah, you got him.
Somebody's buddy spiking me.
Yeah, sorry, that's me. I just got it. I'm right off your, like, 2 o'clock. We're going head-to-head. Oh, no, you were going the other way. I'm on the other side.
Yep. There you go. You just over.
Yeah, I had your aspect wrong.
Overlord, Uzi 1-4. Request picture.
Uzi 1-4. Overlord, clean.
Okay, this time I think that's it.
Are you sure?
No, you got anything on RLBR?
No. I do have a single unknown contact, but
Yeah.
That's me. Should be straight on to you guys.
no, this one is at like my 2 o'clock.
Probably the AWACS if you can see it that far.
Well, the E3 is in front of me.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're just seeing like the little, like the flag icon on your
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, that's a radar dish for anti-air defenses at Malchik Airfield.
Ah, okay.
You want to go overfly it and watch them shoot at us?
I don't want to get shot at anymore. I died enough today.
Now, do the Air Start jets have waypoint 0 set as Sanaki? I don't know. Actually,
Yes.
No,
Oh,
waypoint 0 will be the origination point of their flight.
31 X-ray is
Yeah, I was just gonna say Sanaki's got a TACAN.
I'm gonna drop my bags here, and then we can try to all get formed up.
buddy spec.
Yeah, you guys were 1.1 miles ahead of me.
I'm gonna head like 200 or so, I think, would be about where Sanaki should be. And then climb a little bit to get a line of sight over the mountain so I can see the TACAN. Currently Angels 10.
Oh, I thought you guys were joined up.
No, I was slowing down because I'm down to 7,000 pounds.
Where are you in relation to the mountain range, Steve?
Oh, probably 15 miles north of it.
Okay, we're just crossing into the tree line.
Okay, I'm probably behind you guys. Maybe I'll actually use my radar here.
Mel, come right to 226.
226?
What's your altitude?
17,000 and climbing slowly.
Too bad we couldn't buddy tank.
Right? Where's the 8-4 when we need it?
They still don't have buddy tanking on that.
Oh.
Nightmare 1's saddled. What's your F-Pass page say for range?
Stand by. $419 miles.
Yeah, ray gun. Just going to lock you
Buddy
up for a second
spike.
for the join.
Yeah, we're 95 miles to TSX or TSK.
Is the tanker alive, or did the tanker get shot down?
And right here.
Tanker's
Level amp.
toast.
Ah, I see you've got the tack hand dialed.
Yep.
Okay, I am visual.
Buddy spike. Leveling out, Tony.
So the official record will be that the mission was a success because the target was destroyed without, by Tony on his original jet, I believe, without any respawning. However,
Yeah.
the
Not until we went for the sucker, a MiG-29 flight, did shit hit the fan.
yeah, and due to our hubris, the Admiral is going to have to write some sad letters to some grieving families.
And explain to the Minister of Defense why we totaled 6 airframe.
And shot down one of our own.
Hey,
On your right, Tony.
As he flies by.
solid.
Yeah,
Solid
that was a
join.
good. That was a good pull up. I'll give you that. That was a good pull up.
I was too busy laughing at you chirping Tony to slow down in time.
You know who else is bad for friendly fire? It's Bloodlust.
I'll blame it on the VR.
Blame it on the tooltips.
Yeah, it was two little tips. They blinded me.
So, someone else want to take lead?
Nope, you're in charge, bud.
I'm not qualified.
Oh, sure you are. You got it on autopilot?
Yeah, I got it on autopilot.
Alright, we'll spin up the 090 radial for TSK and we'll bomb in and you lead us into an over.
Like I said, I'm not qualified for that.
Well, now's the time to learn.
You've seen me do it enough times, you can do it.
Yeah, man, I find being the flight lead way easier than being a wingman.
I need to practice, so.
Yeah, exactly. So get us, like Tony said, draw the 09 radial on your HSI and just sort of eyeball and intercept to that radial based on your HSI scale, so that you know, we can sort of get on to runway heading with a few miles to spare.
Yeah, like I would probably take this and maybe split it and head 235, 240, somewhere in that area, and that'll put us far enough to the right of the tack on it. We can bring it back around and onto the 090 radial for the overhead.
But remember, you're in charge, so if you want to take us in on runway 27, like, that's your airport, man. Don't let them stop you.
I'm confused as shit right now, so.
So we're just
Well,
saying.
we've got about 5 or 6 minutes before we get there, so we can talk you through it.
Okay, so I have the the 090 lined up.
Okay, so you see the TACAN arrow is just a little bit left of our heading, right?
Yeah.
So if we kept flying at this heading, we would roll out probably pretty close to the airport with what looks to me like a 135-degree left-hand turn. We would need to come onto the... So if you remember way back to one of our first flights together, I said if you want to do a 90-degree turn by yourself, standard rate at 350 knots is going to take you about 3.5 miles to do that.
Yeah.
So if we kind of factor that in and say, okay, well, we got 135 to do, we would need minimum 5 or 5.5 nautical miles to make that turn to bring us onto runway heading. Now, if we want to add in a buffer factor for formation flying, we say, well, we basically want to be 8 miles off the center line when we start that left-hand turn. So we would want to be displaced from the airport by 8 miles, and that aim point where we want to roll out is probably 5 miles past the airport. So if you can try to picture in your head where 5 miles past the TACAN is on the 090, and then we need to be 8 miles to the right of that when we start our turn in. So if we're pointing at the TACAN, we're going to find ourselves with not enough room to turn left. So what we'd want to do is I would probably put us on a heading of 240, and a heading of 240 is going to then spit us out roughly around that area where we got 8 miles to the 5 mile run-in, or the 5 mile initial point for runway 09.
Okay, I thought we were landing on 270.
Yeah, and if we want to do 270, then we could probably come left and intercept the 270 radial at this point early. So, just I would probably come left to like
180.
Yeah, 180 to 200, something along those lines, and intercept the 270 well out. We've only got a 35-40 degree right hand turn, so we can start that turn when we're maybe 3-4 miles off of it, and just start a nice gentle bank to the right, and then we'll be in Lake Flynn.
All right, well, let's do that then. Turn into 200. I still want to know how I picked the short straw on this.
You just happen to be the furthest south guy?
Yep. And what's your fuel state?
6.1.
Alright, I got 10.1. Say again, Steve?
8.4. Plenty.
The Corillian log?
Yeah, he pieced out. He said he was going to go to bed.
Look at that fuel dump.
Yeah, well, when we talk about flying on speed and these things, if everybody's flying on speed, weight is the differentiating factor. So if I've got way more, I'm going to be way slower than Steve, who's behind me. So I want to make sure that I'm more aligned with his fuel state. Oh, wait a second, I got that backwards. If I'm too heavy, my on speed's going to be way faster than yours. And that means I will sneak up behind you. Yeah, so I'm going to dump down to your level.
Just hit 6,000 now.
Roger.
Alright, Tony, I've transitioned back over to the right side on your right wing. You're all just going to leave that alone, eh? No one's going to make a transsexual joke about me transitioning?
Hey, whatever we need to do to create some diversity in the wing. It's like a sausage fest in here. So just start to think about your arrival. What altitude do you want to be at? What rate of descent do you want to be at in order to get us down on deck? So if we're 4,000 a minute for descent and we're currently 4 minutes out from the airport, that puts us at 2,000 feet if we started the descent right now.
It's not
a little
bad,
bit
actually.
less than that. But I'd probably take us down, and we want to come down at 4,000 a minute. And we'll have to make a right turn in there too.
So would now be a good time to start descending?
Yep, I would.
Alright. Alright, going down, what do you think? 5 degrees?
Yeah, just look for your...
Yeah, I see it. Feet per minute? Negative?
Yeah.
Feet per
Yep.
minute?
Yeah, and, you know, not that you guys will do a lot of NATOP stuff, but if you ever do, never pull all the way back to throttle to idle.
I didn't pull it all the way back. I tried to keep it about 340.
Yeah, the standard rate of descent in NATOPS is 4,000 down to 5,000 feet, and then at platform it's 2,000 feet per minute down from. And watch our right turn here.
Are we starting that now?
I would, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if we were completely by the book, we actually probably would have, the formation would have transitioned over to your left side so that the wingmen are on the outside of the turn, but...
Turning a little harder.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot more fun.
Turning harder?
No, just being on the inside of the turn.
Yeah, I already kind of bugged out on the turn because I got scared.
I'm bouncing all over the place.
Well, I banked away hard, but of course once I roll to the right, I can no longer see the plane that's on my left.
Yes, then you gotta clear. Call runway in sight now.
Altitude.
I think I see it.
Just gonna overfly you guys a little bit.
Sorry, I was readjusting the, Oh, that's it there to the left there, huh?
Yeah, we're just about on extended runway center line right now.
Yep, readjusting here. And pushing it back up to 350.
You gonna call it in, Mel?
Call what in?
Sanaki traffic, Dagger and Nightmare
Oh,
flights,
yeah.
3-ship F-18 on 6-mile approach for overhead pattern, full stop landing. Something like that. I don't know. I say words and hope they sound good.
You covered it.
Dagger flight of 3 Hornets inbound 6-mile initial runway 27 for the over.
I think you guys covered it.
Yeah, except now they think there's 6 Hornets coming in.
Well, there's 3 corpses on the other side of those mountains.
Tony, how tight we spacing this? My vote is real tight.
Like 2 seconds?
Yeah, like 1.5.
I just about killed us, Mal,
One's in the break.
using the brake.
3's in the break. I actually thought about that in the formation a couple of times there, that like I could probably kill both of you with a with one ramming speed maneuver.
Did you read that Sinatra thing that I posted, Steve, about the spacing for field carrier stuff?
No. Also, I'm a bit ahead of you, Tony. I'm going to widen out to the right a little bit.
Fuck, I thought my gear was down.
Okay, I'm visual on Mal, turning base.
Turning base.
I'm visual on Tony, turning base. East is turning long base.
Oh, I just had an ESO landing.
Classic. See, it's not a full ESO landing because you're at the right airfield.
That is true. One is clear.
And ESO, for once, did not have an ESO landing.
At least I didn't pop a tire. I did not pop a tire.
Ah, good landing, guys.
Yeah, we may have destroyed a bunch of jets out on the field of battle, but we brought them back to the field.
Yeah, my only my big fuck up on the pattern there was I didn't cut my throttle in the brake for some reason. I was like chatting and talking about whatever, and then I was trying to figure out why I was like overflying Tony by so much and why I was going so fast, and it turns out I'm still at like 50% throttle.
Oh, that's okay. I forgot to put my gear down until I was at the perch.
I would have bet you money that I swore I saw your gear already down partway through the break.
You know what? I thought it was, but I think I hit my gear button twice. I think that's what might have happened.
Well, that mission did not go according to plan whatsoever, but it was still pretty fun.
Target was destroyed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so all of my triggers went off way too early. I had a timer set, so after the first cap aircraft takes off, it was supposed to set a timer, and then once that timer counted down, the transport and its escort flankers would start spooling up and then getting ready to take off at Nalchik. So because those things took off so early, we had to deal with the 2 escorts as well.
Do you have the mission handy you can send me?
Oh yeah, sure, I will. And I'm sure it has something to do with me just adding those air start jets, because I ran this like 10 times yesterday and never had that problem. Like, my triggers work beautifully. But anyhow, so there was supposed to be 2 MiG-29s flying patrol, which we would have had to deal with no matter what. But if we got to Nalchik fast enough, we could destroy the transport and the 2 flankers, potentially on the ground.
Can I go into the server and grab it?
I'll send it to you over Discord. I got it on my gaming computer here. So not only did we have the 2 flankers and the 2 MiG-29s to deal with, there was also supposed to be a few minutes after reaching Nalchik, another flight of 4 MiG-29s takes off from Mozdok. And so they got there, like, that was the second wave. So instead of only having to deal with 2 at first, and then maybe another 2, and then if it really takes us a long time, another 4, we had to deal with 4, and then another 4 pretty quickly after that.
Well, I mean, I think for the most part it went pretty well. It launched early, but that just added a dynamic intercept angle to it. We still got it done.
Yeah, so that was interesting. That was my whole design philosophy behind the mission, was that depending on how quickly everybody gets organized and formed up and headed towards the target is going to change whether it becomes a bombing mission or a seek and destroy air target mission. So anyhow, I just sent you the mission file, and if you look at my triggers,
Yeah,
the triggers were supposed to be set, I think, from Nightmare Flight leaving Sanaki. And I'm fairly certain it was that flight, not like the Coalition or anything like that. But yeah, all the triggers went off way too early this time. Now that said, I only ever tested it as single player. I never tried it multiplayer, so who knows.
Yeah, I can remember having some issues when I first started doing some mission design where it worked fine in single player, but as soon as the multiplayer, it's something about the way the server starts the mission versus when you start the mission as a single player.
Ah.
Yeah, which is why none of my timers were related to mission start. It was always a member of a flight leaving a trigger zone started the timer.
All I know is I need to work on my air-to-air stuff. Although I did miss the first 2 that were shot at me.
gonna set the server back to the Nevada map before I
See,
forget.
I think the way I would have done that, I probably would have put, and I've done this on missions, put a 1 mile radius or something like that circle just off the runway threshold. Basically meaning as soon as you depart, then you can say part of grouping zone.
Yeah, well, what I did was I put a trigger zone on Senaki, and the trigger was
part of group out of zone. But the interesting thing is I never saw the message come up for that, but it obviously started. So I don't know if something about the multiplayer said, oh yeah, as soon as you started the mission, part of the group was out of the zone. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I think that you might be exactly right, that if I say the trigger zone is anything outside of Senaki, that's kind of a sloppy way to do it, because then it becomes the entire map except for that one tiny point becomes the trigger zone. Whereas if I make the trigger zone something that has to be in the trigger zone, then it's not going to get accidentally triggered by like lag and like poor server geometry as people are like loading into multiplayer and things are pausing and getting unpaused and stuff.
Yeah, like I would probably put a trigger zone that was smaller than that. So maybe 20, maybe even 2,500 feet, but I'd put it sort of where the river is.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, maybe a 1,500 foot waypoint or trigger, maybe 2,500 or a little bit closer to the runway. So as soon as the group flies into it, it'll trigger that.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
And I'm not saying that what you did won't work. It didn't work. I'm not sure why. I just know that the method that I just mentioned has worked for me in the past.
So it looks from the TAC view, they took off before we did.
Yeah, so there should have been 2 MiG-29s that take off from Mozdok right at the start of the mission, and they just had waypoints to patrol.
Yeah, this has SU-27s taking off and the AN-26 taking off first.
Yeah. So
then,
that was
then
because
all
my
of
triggers
us
went way too early. Because that was supposed to be like 11 minutes after we left Senaki was when they were supposed to take off.
Yeah, because the MiG-29s are patrolling.
And I would also remove the cap from their advanced waypoint actions. If you want them just to do a specified task, like go to a waypoint and hold or follow waypoints, don't give them any advanced actions. Strip that all away from them. If you want to handle it, put your own in, but don't leave the default ones in. The default ones seem to just prove problematic in my experience.
I think I was okay with it when I was testing it, because I could see that eventually I'd get close enough and they'd come right for me. But then I think I also moved the tanker closer so that the tanker was in their detection radius or whatever.
Yeah, I would strip those caps out. I've had AI traffic do some funky shit that just doesn't make any sense.
That'd be good, because I had their patrolling waypoints. I had them set a little bit farther away from Nalchik, because I didn't want them to trigger too early. But it would be easier if I could just have them patrol right around the AO, but without the cap thing being set, so that they still just stick to their patrol.
Yeah, if you ever get into Moose, you can actually draw a box, and they'll stay within the box unless it meets other criteria. I've never seen that transport one though. Follow. That's cool.
Oh, the escort thing?
Yeah. Minus 1,640 feet. I don't even know how you get a negative on that.
We all took off within 15 seconds.
When
Yeah.
when I was testing it, it worked that like the flankers would just like I didn't give the flankers any waypoints. I just told them to follow the transports and they would. Hey, the other problem I had with this mission, the air defenses at Nalchik didn't do very much. Like I had to fly slow past them for them to fire at me. Like I hoped if I could just buzz Nalchik like supersonic, I'd see some tracers shooting at me. But it wasn't until I was going super slow that anything would fire at me.
Yeah, you could always change the skill to better than good.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I'd see the one man pad would occasionally fire a missile at me, but like harmlessly.
You can also
did have the 26 locked up.
I would also say you could put them as weapons free, so set option ROE, and then also put alarm state red and engage air weapons on. That way it's like they're really switched on.
Sorry, so I'm setting the ROE to weapons free, and what was the other one? Alarm state?
Alarm state to red, and then engage air weapons.
Okay, good to know.
And something I also do is the disperse under fire. If you go in and add that, and then uncheck the enable task, and that will freeze them. So if they get shot at, they won't move.
Oh yeah, nice. Cool.
Not just in case you got a bunch of tanks and you don't have an A-10 flying with a targeting pod, and you don't want them fucking scattering behind trees and under bridges and stuff like that. Just get them to not disperse.
Cool.
So, in the TAC view, you had a 27 and a 29 paired up, and another 27 and another 29 paired up, and the one pair went for the 130, and then the other pair went for the cap.
Yeah, okay, I'm just I'm bringing up TAC view now.
And it looks like one of the 29s tried to shoot Corillian down.
Now, I have to say, the original call for the strike flight to head a little bit more to the west to try to intercept the transport.
Well, if you watch the TAC view, you'll see I had the 26 targeted.
Yeah, I'm at the start of the fight right now.
And you'll see I had him targeted almost the whole time till Tony shot me down.
Man, this
I know, Tony. I'm sorry, dude.
Like the MiG-29 from the first group, I shoot down the first one, and then the other, like the wingman, like just blows right past Tony and I.
Yeah, he went for Corillian.
Then Tony gets him. And Tony gets you.
But from the TAC view, Tony, that was a beautiful merge.
When I got you with the Sidewinder?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that's weird how the flankers and the 29s paired off. Oh yeah, you guys were in a bit of a scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony had just shot down the
MiG-29. Yeah. I didn't realize he had shot him down yet. That's why Tony thought he was merged with me.
Oh, and then Corillian just gets gangbanged by the other two.
Yeah. Yeah, because I dropped down into the mountains because there was a missile coming towards us, but it was aimed at Corillian, not me.
Yeah, then we orbit, rejoin, and we were probably like 20 seconds away from just being like, okay, boys, let's just RTB here, like mission's over. And then the fucking retaliatory patrol of 4 MiG-29s popped up.
Yep. Yeah, that was nice being Winchester too. Had we all succeeded.
Well, that was it. Like Tony and I had survived the initial encounter, and we're both low on missiles. Damn,
Yeah, well, I had said to you that this is going to be an ugly merge because I had no standoff weapons, so
Yeah.
my only option was so I dove for the deck, and unfortunately one of them got behind me while I was diving. I thought I had them all in front of me, but one got behind me and threw a missile up my ass.
Fuck, TechView was so nice to watch afterwards.
Yeah, so man, because Tony, you had said you had no AMRAAMs, I fired 2 at 2 different targets fairly early before the merge against those 4 MiGs, just because I knew we were outnumbered, just to try and force them to go defensive. And it worked a little bit, but like, not enough. It worked to protect me. They all turned and went after you and Corillian. Yeah, and then I got 1 MiG-29 with an AIM-120 right before I died. Oh yeah, Mal, you were the very last guy. You were in a way closer trail position than me, and that was when I said, I don't know if this is the wounded one or not, but I'm just gonna fire like a max range AMRAAM at him and see if I can turn him towards me because I'm tired of chasing him.
Oh yeah, yep. And I kept locking you up, trying to lock the guy in front of you. My radar kept hitting you instead of where I wanted it to. At least Corillian got a kill.
Yeah, I hope he just had a bug or something like that. I don't know what was going on. He said he was having trouble with his air-to-air radar.
Yeah. Well, the Hornet air-to-air is still buggy, so.
I was fine on the cold start jet, but the air start jet was buggy as hell.
Oh god, we were both going for that 29. I'm glad I broke off on that instead of taking an aimed 120 up the butt.
Well, at that point in the mission, I was pretty sure that was the last adversary aircraft, and so if you had taken him out first, I probably would have just shot you down. Like, honestly, I can't believe we all flew back to Sanaki. Like, I was in the trail position on that formation the whole time, just thinking like, if I shoot the lead guy with a missile, I think I can get them both with one missile.
With how close Tony was, yeah, you probably could have.
Mm-hmm. I can't do that though. And you know what? Good it's always nice. I wish the tanker had survived because it's one of those things I kind of like to practice. Um, it's easy to tank when like it's just a fuck around training mission. You just took off. You're like, okay, now we're gonna go tank because we need to practice tanking. So like, you just took off, flew formation for a little bit, go tank. But when you're like, your heart rate's up a little bit, you're just been in a firefight, that's when you should practice tanking when it matters.
Or
when you got 1,500 pounds of fuel.
you know what else we should do is set up a strike mission where we're taking extra bombs. We need to refuel before dropping bombs, and then need to refuel again for the ride back.
Yeah, so the way I had initially planned to design this mission was that it was going to be a lot further to target, and there'd be like a departure, like an outbound leg refueling and a homebound leg refueling. But then I decided to make it a little bit faster so that everyone just takes off with 3 bags, and like it's kind of like a race to the target.
Leave the distance and half load the aircraft.
There we go. There's that too.
You can't stop people from fueling them, I guess, but if you say that, actually, you know what, you actually can in the mission editor, you can select how much fuel the base has, or if you really want to screw them, put them on the ground with the desired loadout and switch the base to neutral.
Yeah,
I think
so
neutral
can't refuel.
Yeah, I think neutral doesn't, right?
Yeah, sometimes it does. You may have to take the fuel supply away. Well, that was good. We all came in within, I think, 10 seconds. Or no, sorry. 30 seconds. I blame ESO for that, though.
Yeah, I did it once yesterday too, just fucking around on the Nevada map, and came in for a landing, and like, I rolled onto the airfield. It was like a smooth landing, and rolling out and going like, man, like I am just clipping along at like 110 still here, like on the ground, brakes on, speed brake out. Like I'm just fucking ripping, and like eventually I'm coming up to the end of the runway, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna fucking crash my plane into the desert here. Of course, I've like pulled the throttle back. I'm like, oh, I'm still at like 50% throttle, and I did the exact same thing on the downwind leg there, like setting up, gear down, flaps down, trimming for on speed, and going like, man, I'm fucking just like still cruising here, like speed brake out. I'm still doing 200 knots. I'm watching Tony fly, like I'm overflying Tony. I'm going, what's going on here? You idiot, you're still on the throttle.
Oh, yeah. Tony was only 3 seconds behind me.
Yeah, so if you go in to the airport, click full info, the menu has aircraft liquids and EQP equipment. So you can zero everything out. You can unclick unlimited, and by default it has 100 tons of jet fuel, and you can zero that out. And force people to take off without fuel.
Yeah, or else the other way to do it is sort of the same thing, but like set it up on a carrier so that you say like, okay, you're taking like, a bazillion pounds of bombs, so you're only taking a couple thousand pounds of fuel on the catapult, so that and then you have to refuel in the air. Is there? I'm not in the game anymore. Are you still in the mission editor, Tony? Or maybe
I'm actually just loading up the joint server. I can go back to the mission editor.
I'm just curious. Do you know on the Caucasus map, is any of the Caspian Sea in it? Like, does it go that far over to the east?
I don't believe it does.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm just looking at like where Mozdok is and stuff like that in the mission that I had, and it's like it's not that far from the coast on that side, but
I do know it's about 300 miles from the lower left corner of the map to a nap.
okay, I'll be right back, guys. I just gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, Nellis.
It is a pretty map, though.
It is. I bought it the day it came out.
I waited a little bit to get it.
I'm what you would call an early adopter.
After I picked up Nellis, though, that's when I started buying modules when they first came out. Unless I was kind of on the fence about.
Yeah, I'm not a 100% owner, but I do have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I was 100% owner of iRacing for like the first 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of haven't played with it for a while, so I'm probably quite behind on releases they've had.
Yeah, a buddy of mine back home is big into iRacing.
It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to kid you.
Oh, I know. My cousin was into it too. He had the full triple screen setup and everything with it.
Yep, that's what I had. 3 triple 24s, and I did a lot of league race.
Yep. Yeah, he kept trying to get me into it, and I'm like, dude, I just moved to fucking Alberta. I'm like, I barely have a computer to run. This was like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. That was actually the first game I initially bought the Rift for iRacing.
Oh, wow.
And I got it in, and I was like, you know what, it's okay, but I mean, when you're screaming into a corner at 150 miles an hour and you're trying to pick out braking points, the resolution just isn't there to be able to pick out brake. Like when you can't read which brake markers you're coming up on, it became really hard. And I actually started with the development rift. And the development rift, it was less wide. It was quite tall view wise. So it going from triple screens where I had like 180-degree field of view to this really narrow sort of 80-90-degree field of view. I think the new Rift is 110, which is better, but it's still not 180. But when you're screaming into a corner on starts, like I used to race the Lotus 79, the Formula One car.
Yep.
And when 12 guys are screaming down into turn 1 in the Lotus 79, and I was always top 3-4 qualifying, so you're up at the front of the field, a ton of guys behind you, they're all over the place. You go screaming into the corner and you have a hard time knowing where they are and going from it was a hard transition. But I got it working in FSX, and I was like, oh, well, that's mind-blowing.
So so we had that big earthquake on Friday.
Yeah.
And like the fucking memes coming out of Alaska are freaking hilarious. You got people in these fucking like cracks on Vine Road there, and it's like, and it's funny that one picture where like there's the car and there's all these people in the cracks having a party on the side of the road. That's like fucking Meth Valley. That section there, Hollywood and Vine, is like total fucking meth heads, like a quarter mile down the road.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's like a trailer park there. It's all fucking. It's like the big meth part of town. So the running joke in Alaska, it's like, yeah, there's no party like a Hollywood and Vine party, and they're like, yeah, it's a crack party. And then you probably saw the picture of the highway with like half the highways
And the one
washed
car?
out. Well, no, that's just like one of the main little. It's like a highway, but not really a highway in town. But there's a big main highway that goes north out of town, and that's like the section that washed out is like the only road north out of Anchorage to the rest of Alaska. It is the only road, and it's down to 2 lanes, and it sees about 30,000 cars a day.
That's bonkers, man.
So
Seeing those
right now.
Yeah, just seeing those pictures is being crazy.
It was.
I can't imagine living it.
For a 7.0 quake, I have to admit, like, this house is built pretty solid. It basically felt like somebody had picked up all 4 corners and to a single tether, lifted up with a crane, and swung it side to side as a
We had like 4 here a couple of years ago. I was up one night reading. My wife had just fallen asleep, and it felt like a truck just backed into the house. She woke up and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? It's bedtime." And I'm like, "That was an earthquake." She's like, "What?" Can't imagine 7. Hello? Goodbye. Hello?
He's gone mute.
He keeps bouncing in and out of the channel.